Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in today's video I'm going to tell you everything about the fight between China and the USA. But before we start, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you never miss any updates. 1898 was a special year for the United States. It was the year they won the Spanish-American War. They gained temporary control of Cuba and attained a strong influence across nations throughout the globe. It was the start of the USA being the superpower nation of the world. Since then, they have grown and enjoyed a relatively strong period of being the nation at the top. However, fast forward to 2020, and it has been over 100 years of dominance by America. However, there is a nation that is quietly building its economy, its power, and its influence across the globe. And we're coming to a stage where they're almost as big as the United States. I'm talking about China. Let's look at some hard factual data. The best way to measure how strong a country is becoming is through GDP growth, or gross domestic product. It basically measures how much a country is producing in any single given year. Now, if we go back over the past 10 years, we can see that China's economy is growing at a much higher rate of knots compared to the USA's. You know, in 2019, China had a GDP growth of 6.1%, compared to the USA's 2.3%. That's almost 3 times the amount of growth. And this big discrepancy in terms of economic growth has been going on for more than 30 years, to the point where China is getting within distance of catching up. Now, the USA's GDP, as per the latest figures, is $21.44 trillion, compared to China's $14.14 trillion, which means China are now within $7.3 trillion in nominal GDP of catching up. But unlike the USA, they're growing at a faster rate of knots. This is why you've got groups of people predicting that by 2030, China will overtake the USA in terms of total production. But you know, it's very important to take a step back and look at both countries as a whole. China has a population of around 1.4 billion, whereas the USA's population is around 330 million. That means China has over 4 times the amount of people, 4 people working for every one of the USA's people. Now, this is a huge reason why they are growing at a much higher rate of clips compared to the USA. They just have more manpower. That is the reason why you have people like Elon Musk predicting China's economy. It's pretty strange that the Chinese economy is probably going to be at least twice as big as the USA's economy, maybe even 3 times, because of all these resources that they're able to produce. They will sell a lot more than they need to bring in. You could pick up any item, and when you look on the back of it, it says Made in China. There's a reason for that. It's because China has the manpower and the resources to produce all of those items. Each year, the USA tends to have a massive deficit in terms of trade. These figures are from 2013 to 2018. They're a tad old, but as you can see, their exporting is around 3 to 4 times less than the amount they import from China. This is because China is so good at producing things, and producing them for cheap prices. But it's not just the USA that China are good at selling to, it's all around the world. And basically what this does for China is it brings them a lot of money. Just make a cheap coffee at home and invest the rest of your money. That's what they're doing. They're investing their spare amounts of cash. Anyone who's into real estate will tell you this. The Chinese love investing in real estate across the globe, but they invest in everything. China is currently a huge investor in the USA. They own $11.23 trillion of USA debt. As well as this, the government likes investing in infrastructure. This increases their power. Now, one great example is China's $1 trillion plan to dominate global trade. I'm talking, of course, about their One Belt, One Road system that they've been developing for over 7 years ago. The One Belt, One Road system is a global infrastructure development plan investing in trade throughout more than 60 companies. Basically what they're doing is building trade routes across the land and sea that connect all of these countries to China. The Chinese government caused the initiative in a bid to enhance regional connectivity and embrace a brighter future. But for some people, They see this as China's plan for world domination. Did you know that these potentially participating companies in this One Belt One Road system account for 62% of the entire world population and more than 30% of the world's GDP? The plan is strengthening China's hand across the globe, and you know, this does mark a change in China's strategy since it has started growing and competing for superpower status. Years ago, China just wanted to build and grow quietly. As former Chinese leader Deng Xiaoping famously said, "It's important to hide your strengths and bide your time." With their new strategy, it appears that China are less afraid of speaking up and letting their presence known. The other thing I should mention is 5G. China is working non-stop to be first in the world to have a nationwide 5G network. They want their 5G infrastructure across the globe. Huawei, a Chinese company which is linked with the Chinese government, has plans to develop the network for 5G for a range of other big countries across the globe. This is profitable for the country, but it also allows them to gain insight and get data from the potential billions of people using the network. However, Huawei's 5G technology, which is currently the leader in 5G, has been banned from a range of countries, including the USA, Australia, and now Britain. Previously, when it came to social media, it was American companies that became big throughout the globe. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Vine, Snapchat, etc. All of these are American companies. However, recently, it's been China that has developed the latest app that is spread throughout the world. I'm talking about TikTok, which is fast becoming one of the biggest social media apps. As you can see now, it's number 1 in the USA in terms of getting downloaded. And it's not even an American company, it's Chinese. So it just shows you how strong China is becoming in regards to technology and innovation. But I want to give you both sides of the picture. It's not guaranteed that China will become the next superpower. Ray Dalio and Elon Musk, who think it is likely that they will, have to talk about the Chinese government's intervention, which does stifle their potential. Now, we all know that the Chinese government likes to play a strong hand in anything that has to do with business or finance. This means that any business done with a Chinese company is going to have some government intervention with it. This does not bode well for the market side of the economy, and long term, it will likely stifle their growth. It's because of this and other reasons why the world is not on board with China becoming the superpower. They don't like the fact that China have used underhand tactics to steal trade secrets from T-Mobile and other companies. Now, the world also just does not like the communist government policies. They generally prefer democracy. This will play another huge part in stifling China's rise to be a global superpower. Although the world is not on board with it and the USA has many flaws, they are still a democracy with ideals of freedom and liberty, which countries around the world like. So the USA have this in their favour. But the last big factor that is going to slow down China's rise to becoming a global superpower is the fact that they're not exactly well settled at home. What I mean by this is if you look at China, they have over 1 billion people, which puts a burden on its resources. They have an ageing population that is unbalanced in sex, as well as their youth looking to leave the country and finding a better life elsewhere. China has a lot of things going for them. Their economy is growing almost 3 times faster than the current superpower, the US. They're also growing stronger in terms of global trade influence and technology. But they have got a lot of problems that they have to overcome if they want to become the dominant superpower of the world. One of those big hurdles will be the fact that most big countries around the world are not on board with the idea of China being the dominant superpower. Relationships, influence, media, diplomacy, they all play a massive part as well at the end of the day. I suppose only time will tell the true answer to this question. That's all for today's video, and thank you for watching the video. I hope you liked it. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to share your thoughts and valuable feedback with us in the comments section below. You can also suggest to us the topics we should cover in our upcoming videos. Lastly, if you have not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe to it. And if you want to watch more videos like this, press that bell button so you will be notified each time I upload an interesting video to the channel. So, we will see you in the next video. Bye!